present to you my friend, Dr. Tomas Friend.
That was very kind of you, thank you. So I've been coming to Hot Coffee now for months. I moved back to Huntsville after being away and living in Sweden for 6 years. And before I moved away, my wife and I had a business called Tomas Friend LLC, and it basically was a patent agency that was running quite well. But I was interested in learning more about European patent law, moved away, and then came back. And what I have to tell you, it was so nice moving back and getting connected with people through Hot Coffee and other people that I met through Hot Coffee. So for those of you who are here for the first time, I think you made a very good choice to come here, and I hope you keep coming back because it's been very useful to me. Through Hot Coffee, I got introduced to the Brain Trust and Rocket Hatch, and I'm actually getting help from my business peers with my business, because even though I'm pretty good at being a patent agent, I'm really not good at business, and I need a lot of help, and I'm getting a lot of help from people like you here. Actually, some of the people are here who are giving me help, so I appreciate it. But as I said, I moved back here late last year in August and started up a business, and it's called Patent Grove LLC. And basically, the thing that I noticed with patents is if somebody wants to get a patent, that's what's on their mind. And an independent inventor or even a small business, they want to get a patent for their invention. But there's a whole lot more to it than that, because getting a patent isn't enough, and you don't know what the quality of your patent is going to be. You don't even know if you're going to get one for sure. And so there's a lot of conversation that has to go on and a lot of communication that has to go on in addition to just whether or not to apply for a patent and whether you might get one. So one thing that's very important is to make sure that you're, for any of you who are considering patenting anything, it has to be aligned with your business goals. I've seen patents actually damage companies in some cases because they filed a lot of patent applications, got a lot of patents, but the timing was off with their business. So maybe when they really needed money to invest in production and sales or developing a marketing team, they were spending way too much money on patents. There are others who lost big opportunities by applying for patents only in the United States instead of in other countries as well. And so there's really a lot to consider. So it's not just getting a patent. One thing I always have to tell people is, if I say I'm a patent agent, there's a difference between a patent agent and a patent attorney. A patent agent is someone who represents people to the United States Patent and Trademark Office. We're not attorneys. A patent attorney is someone who, in addition to what I do, also went to law school and passed a state bar exam and became an attorney. So they can do a lot of things that patent agents can't do, like litigation, writing contracts, all the things that are associated with practicing law. Technically, a patent agent does practice law, but it's in a very specific area, and it's only before the USPTO. For both patent attorneys and patent agents, you have to have some technical training, at least a bachelor's level training or its equivalent. So in my case, I went to UAH and got a bachelor's and master's degree in chemistry, then went to UAB and got a PhD in biochemistry, and then did a postdoc at Uppsala University in Sweden. I really like Sweden as well. Then I taught at universities for 7 or 8 years, and then decided to get into patents, so I became a patent examiner at the Patent and Trademark Office. That's where I got trained in patent law, and it was after I worked there for a few years that I took the bar exam to become a patent agent. So that's all the technical and the other side. But in addition to that, when you're talking to patent representatives and when you need help, there's a lot of other information. If you're going to patent outside the United States, there's a great system already in place from the World Intellectual Property Organization. It's not that hard. Depending on how you do it, it doesn't have to be that expensive, but getting patents in a lot of countries is very expensive. There's places where you can get information and training. I get my CEs through Finnegan and Delta Patents. One's for US and European patent law, the other one's for just European. And then in addition to the USPTO, there's also the European Patent Office that provides a lot of good information in English for those of you, and also WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, for those of you who want to get more information about that sort of thing. Now that's just about the company, and this is the part where I did the taking. I got to take by telling you about my business in case anybody's interested in patents. But as you heard, this is a give before you take, or in this case, after I take. Basically the giving part is just telling you about the business and the help that you can get here and some of the things that I've noticed. One thing that I noticed when people were giving their introductions was we have a sitting mayor who introduced himself and immediately got a very genuine, warm, welcoming round of applause. And with all the jaded feelings that people have around politics, that was really nice to see. That felt really good. And I think that would be a good ad for Madison, actually. And then the other thing is all the people that you see sitting here around you. You know, when I left here about 7 years ago, I wasn't aware of anything like this. I wasn't aware of anything like HOTCoffee or Rocket Hatch. And when I came back and I was starting my business, I was in a new position. When I left here, I always had my clients. I had long-term clients that were with me for years. Some of them are still with me. But when I moved back this last time, I moved back after working for a law firm where I lost my biggest client. And then, you know, other clients, their patents were granted, and so I didn't have them as clients anymore. So for the first time, I found myself in a position where I had to find new clients and I had to market myself. And as I said, I'm not good at business. So a friend of mine, Dr. John Bossard, introduced me to both HOTCoffee and the Brain Trust. And the welcome that I got from the people here was very nice and very genuine. And I've been getting a lot of help from people. And through them, I met people at the Chamber and at BizTech. And we have a really nice community here. So people who are entrepreneurs and want to get started in business, there's actually a lot going on here that's very useful. And the only other thing I wanted to mention, because I want everybody to be able to get to the main reason that we're here, is networking. Another thing that was useful to me was this book by Dr. Robert Cialdini. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but this is a book that my daughter gave me while she was majoring in psychology at Virginia Tech. And the book is about how people influence others. And of course, influence can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you're influencing people to make a good choice for them, that's good. If you are basically manipulating them so that you can get money off of them, then that's a bad thing. And something that I like about the book is you instantly recognize a lot of examples about how we ourselves have been manipulated by others to make choices that aren't good for us. But for people running a business, there's some great information in there for how you can use it honestly to influence people to make right choices. And for those of you who, like me a few months ago, were very hesitant about presenting yourself and sort of selling yourself and your credentials and everything, I just want to say that if you believe that what you're doing is good, if you're selling a good product or you have a good service, you're also doing a disservice to your potential clients or customers if you don't tell them about yourself. Because if they don't choose you, they might choose somebody worse.
20 more seconds.
And so this book is a nice way to look at to avoid being duped, to avoid being manipulated, but at the same time having some very useful tools for explaining yourself and persuading people to say yes if you have the right service to offer.